Guys, it's been a busy week for the Ducks.
It has been. The Ducks at practice again today, but that was not open to the media. No media availability today. The first time we haven't been able to go to practice or talk to any of the team.
Yeah, but even though we can't talk to them, that doesn't keep people from talking about the Ducks, specifically head coach Chip Kelly. 7 NFL head coaches were fired yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. And Chip Kelly's name is coming up in discussions for 2 specific openings. Today, the Philadelphia Inquirer reporting that Chip Kelly is the, quote, prime target for the Philadelphia Eagles to fill their head coaching job. Also, in Cleveland, a report from Sirius XM Radio that Chip Kelly is the clear-cut #1 choice for the Browns as well. So 2 reports out of Cleveland and Philadelphia that both of those teams want Chip to be their head coach. And Brandi, get this, at least one Philadelphia newspaper has sent their beat writer to Phoenix to cover the Fiesta Bowl, to cover Chip Kelly. He has a press conference tomorrow morning, his final one before the game.
I have a pretty good idea of what he'll tell that reporter when he asks them about the job in Philly. I'm going to win the day tomorrow. I'm focused on the game. We'll talk about that later. No distractions.
I think that's a pretty good prediction. And speaking of possible last games at Oregon, our own Erik Elken has more from University of Phoenix Stadium on a couple of Ducks seniors.
While there's been plenty of speculation as to whether or not this will be the final game of Chip Kelly's Oregon career, one thing we know for sure, it will be the final game for many of the Duck players.
I actually haven't really thought about it too much at all. When I was back home with my family over the break, you know, we kind of talked about it, but I haven't really thought about it. I don't feel like I have time to.
Expect it to hit you then right at the end of the game? Or?
Oh, yeah, definitely will. Definitely will.
Was he tearing?
Never know. Never know. I mean, you know, I probably will.
No, not at all. You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, just playing my last game with these guys. Not really looking forward to, you know, what's going to happen next. I'm just trying to have, you know, a positive venture out here in Arizona, even though it's my last game.
When do you think it'll hit you?
I think it'll hit me, you know, right as I'm getting changed after the game. You know, taking the jersey off for the last time, seeing everyone, you know, in the locker room for the last time. It'll definitely hit me there, you know, gonna reminisce a lot.
And regardless of the outcome of the Fiesta Bowl, Barner and Clay both know that they'll walk off that field for the last time, knowing that they're members of the only Oregon class to go to 4 consecutive BCS Bowl games. Inside a University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, Erik Elken, let's go back to you.
Thanks so much, Erik. And one of those guys that Erik was talking about, Kenyon Barner, has been uncharacteristically open talking about his individual goals during the lead up to the Fiesta Bowl. Now, normally we only hear about team goals from the Ducks. Rarely do you find somebody that is going to talk about what they want to do for themselves. And during a media press conference, Barner was asked if he proved something to himself this year. He answered no. Maybe he proved something to other people, but that he was always confident in himself. That was apparent based on the goals that he told us he set back in the summer.
You know, I wrote down some goals, and I've literally hit or been close to every single one of them dating back to July 1st. So,
Can you share what those are?
Touchdowns was, I think I'm at 25. I wanted 25 touchdowns. I wanted almost 2,000 yards. I'm at 1,600. Yeah. Wanted to be an All-American. Wanted to win the Doak Walker. You know, I was in that category very close to winning it. Wanted to be up for the Heisman, stuff like that. So, you know, to say that my year was a surprise to me, you know.
Not a bad season when he puts it like that. All week, I've been struck by the openness of all the Duck players that continued at Media Day yesterday when several Ducks admitted to me that the motivation is greater for this game than it was last year for the Rose Bowl. Not what you'd think, but apparently it's the case.
It means a lot more. Like last year it was just like another game, but now it's just like it's another BCS game, but I mean I feel like it's not a big, I mean, I feel like it's a bigger game than the Rose Bowl because it's our second appearance.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the loss to Stanford. I think that kind of motivates us a little bit more. Seeing them kind of take over what we really wanted, take that away from us.
I care deeply about this game. It just seems like everybody seems to be wanting this a little bit more than you'd see any normal game that we play. I mean, granted, it is a bowl game, but you can see the difference.
Pretty surprising to hear that, and I don't know if Duck fans would necessarily agree, but the players apparently more motivated for the Fiesta Bowl than the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and the Ducks are making their second trip down to Glendale in just 3 years. The bowl game itself is different. Obviously, they're not playing for the national championship, but the venue will be the same.
A new age stadium with all the amenities.
That about sums up University of Phoenix Stadium. It's just 6 years old, definitely not in need of a facelift, but it is getting a makeover.
The stadium undergoes a major conversion in terms of signage and branding as it relates to the Fiesta Bowl. Obviously, our NFL tenant, the Arizona Cardinals, have a lot of Cardinal branding in the building, so some of that gets changed out to reflect the college atmosphere of the Fiesta Bowl.
Signs are just the start. Crews also have to put in all the end zone seating, but they can't begin that process until the field is set.
It's an 18 million pound field tray. It rolls in and out on 13 basically railroad tracks on 76 1-horsepower motors. So the key to that is it's a natural grass field. It sits outside and suns itself the majority of the time. And then when we need it for an event like the Fiesta Bowl or Cardinals game or soccer, we roll it in, paint the field and so forth, and we're good to go.
Painting the field is how crews spent Tuesday, going over every line, making sure Oregon, K-State, and Tostitos are clear on the field. This stadium is high-tech from the movable floor all the way up to the contractable ceiling.
It's going to be a somewhat cool evening, so we will have the roof closed.
But the matchup on the field, he predicts that will be red hot.
We're looking forward to a great game.
And University of Phoenix Stadium, that is where you will find Jake and I for the college football game day Fiesta Bowl special tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at 6:30 from the stadium, we will break down the game, X's and O's, also have a little fun. The best of media day, always my favorite part of any bowl week. We'll bring that to you tomorrow at 6:30 from University of Phoenix Stadium.
For now, we're live in Phoenix. Back to you, Brian and Jen.
Yeah, you guys are giving us, I don't know what the sense is like down there in Arizona, but right now, especially getting a look inside the stadium there, starting to really feel like we're getting close to game day here finally.
Yeah, early in the week, Brian, I think it doesn't feel as much like there's a game imminent, but now we were in the stadium today. The field was there, Brandi. It's all painted. They were finishing the touches up on the field. To me, it does seem like the game is almost here, just from a sports perspective, from an X's and O's perspective. One more press conference for us tomorrow morning with the head coaches. I think the fans also see more Duck fans around, right?
Yeah, we're starting to see more green and yellow down here, although I have to tell you, I did run into a family from Florence, Oregon, when I was out at a couple golf courses the other day. So the fans are definitely making their way down at this point.
We're looking forward to the game on Thursday. Back to you guys.